Hello everybody, welcome back to Pap's Train Show. This will be a short little video on the Pennsylvania S-1 that I built. This is my Pennsylvania S-1 that I built. It's all scratch built locomotive shell. And the tender is from a Bowser T1. Built this probably about 2-3 years ago. I'd say about 3 years ago maybe. One of the first scratch built ones I built. So the front pilot is actually from a River Rossi tender. And then it's got Bowser T1 drives. It's a single drive, not a dual drive. And then the rear is off a Bachmann tender. It took me about a month and a half or so to build this shell. Now here's a view of the other side. You can't really run it on the layout. It won't go around my curves. And I've got some big curves. Like I said, this was probably the second one I built a long time ago, like 3 years ago. So it doesn't really go around curves too well. Now if I had way bigger curves, it probably would. So it never gets ran. But it is cool. I would like to had a dual drive for it. Probably would have been a lot better too. More weight. Maybe one of these days I'll switch it over. Now we'll take a look at the underside. See, I made the truck so they swivel around. Go around the curves, which they work pretty good. The problem is it's not enough room for this to turn in there. So I probably should have made it just a little wider or something, but it wouldn't have looked right if it was wider, I don't think. But it goes straight. Like I said, it's only single drive. Probably be a lot better if it's dual drive, because it would be heavier, because I had to add a weight to it down in there to make it a little heavier. But this is a Bachmann, off a Bachmann tender, and the front one's off a River Rossi tender. One last look at it. It's a nice looking locomotive. Now here's the other side. I'll show you all this. This is what inspired me to build the S-1. Somebody had built this, but it never ran or anything. I think it was just a They just built it to put on the shelf. But I got tape holding it together. And the wheels and stuff were broke when I got it, and it was missing all kinds of stuff. But I thought it looked cool. A buddy of mine bought a lot on eBay that had a bunch of locomotives in it. And then I bought this from him. And then this is what I used to kind of inspire my S-1. Looks like somebody tried to build an S-1. I used a few things from it on my locomotive. But it's still kind of cool. I mean, somebody took time to build it. It's made out of wood. Mostly, I believe, wood and some plastic. And then used a Bachmann tender. But figure I'd share everybody that. But it did inspire me to build the S-1. It's just, I've took it apart a little bit. It's just like solid wood carved out. A bunch of stuff glued in there. I don't know. It's a big mess. It would have never ran. Ain't no spots for any motors. I guess whoever built it just took some drive units out of some 040s or something and made them fit in there and glued them in or screwed them in. Like I said, some of the wheels were broke when I got it. It was missing all kinds of stuff. But the fins on the nose I used on mine, and then those pieces there under the cab up the side, I used those too, I think. So I hope everybody enjoyed this short little video on my S-1 that I built a few years ago. Like I said, I learned a lot from building that one. It was the second locomotive I built. First one being a Cincinnatian, but that big old locomotive, it won't go around my curves. I have big curves, so if I ever build another one, I know what to improve on. But she is a good looking locomotive, and it was a lot cheaper than one of them big brass ones. So even though I can't really run it much, but I thank everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.